going to be seeing the match that I just mentioned, ADHD versus Dabuz, on stream right now. Rosa versus Diddy Kong.
So I do want to technically, ADHD is he higher ranked than Dabuz in Brawl?
I do believe so. Absolutely. ADHD was arguably the best Diddy Kong there was in Brawl, and I think probably not even argument. I don't think it's even an argument. I think he was easily the best Diddy Kong in the Brawl days. One of the best players overall for sure.
Oh, Dabuz, he is already well aware of what he needs to do. Great spacing on that, and immediately with 39%. And this is the sort of matchup where the lead really matters, because if Diddy Kong is forced to approach the Rosa, all of a sudden things become a lot trickier for him. Wow, what a beautiful read from Dabuz, covering so many options. And all right, knocks him off stage. Power shields the monkey flip. Even still, it hasn't ended. I don't think ADHD has been back to neutral in almost a minute.
And the thing with Dabuz, it makes it a tiny bit easier to get those perfect shields because it's going to extend off Luma first. And while monkey flip tends to be the bane in this matchup, in which it kills Luma so early, it really... Oh no, he does another fair! And he's gonna SD because of that!
Yes.
ADHD, that was the biggest flaw I have ever seen from ADHD in my entire viewing of all of his play. Fairs Luma to save her, and then SD's in the process of doing it. Really, I had Dabuz, the pressure there. I guess maybe he scared him off the stage, but it's really going to hurt him in this matchup. Being down or stock against Dabuz's Rosa is almost an impossible feat to come back from.
Oh yeah, and he needs to find some type of aggressive way in, and he's trying to do it with this monkey flip, but the forward air is actually finally what's going to open up the wall. But now there's the issue of he's basically forced to approach Dabuz in this 13-second period while Luma is still trying to respawn.
Right, and he does need to pressure Dabuz here, absolutely. He really, because again, being on top of Dabuz is what you need, or being on top of Rosa in general, is what you need to do when Luma is not there. Being very careful with your pressure, however, fair all the way up the side of the stage, didn't quite take it.
Ooh, we've been seeing a lot of Dabuz going for that desync with Luma, just throwing out the jabs, and that's it.
Yeah, that's it. And up air off the top at an early percent. Rosa with a little bit of rage, absolutely going to take it. If you miss TI even the tiniest bit, that's your stock, and Dabuz will win 2-0 over Mr. ADHD.
Well, no, it's 1-0 so far.
Or 1-0, my apologies.
Yeah. He's 1 up currently, but, I mean, ADHD, he was not projected to be this far. He upset Frozen in a 3-1 set.
And before that, upset Dark Wizzy in winner's bracket.
That's right. Cool. He is playing his mind out today. So there was absolutely, even though, you know, this is maybe a demon on a different caliber, he's been the Demon Slayer so far.
Right, so far, he's been doing an excellent job of taking out all these high-level names today. And ADHD, again, a revival of sorts, but can he bring it back enough to take it over arguably a top 5 player in the world?
I think inarguably a top 5 player in the world.
At this point, you're probably right. You can't really argue against Dabuz. Again, his play is just so consistent. He really almost... You don't really hear of Dabuz getting upset too often, unless it's by a Meta Knight. I mean, nowadays...
Oof. Well, there it is. And the double up air. Wow, that was so gutsy of ADHD air dodging again, considering how much, like, he's been air dodging and it hasn't been working out. Wow, that was a great recovery, actually.
Great control of the battles there. However, Dabuz is forcing him once again off the stage, and he's going to have to recover that F-smash, narrowly missing a monkey flip to the ledge.
Yeah, Dabuz opting to recover high there just to gain back some stage control. Oh, but the jab, the down tilt, down smash, what we actually haven't seen a lot of lately yet is Diddy Kong can down tilt Luma over and over and over again.
Right.
Because she won't move, and that's like a really easy way to kill her, actually.
Oh, wow. What a call out by Dabuz on the air dodge off the stage, and he's going to lose that stock early. Another super early lead for Dabuz, and only 37% on ADHD's name, and it's just so difficult for him to get in with all these pivots and these up airs on the landing from Dabuz, making it so difficult for him to really get anything started.
Yeah, and so I've actually talked to Dabuz, and he said that, I was talking about this earlier, that there's this, when he executes like download.exe, apparently the #1 thing he looks for is what the opponent does when they're in a bad spot.
Yes.
Their habits, and you just see that right now. So consistently, he's been punishing ADHD again and again once he gets him in these bad situations. Even still, he was covering that.
What an incredible option, too, on his recovery on the up back to stage.
That's it.
Up airing. Oh, no, down air in the soft spot. He's going to be able to live. However, is Dabuz going to edge guard this? No, monkey flip back to stage, going to be able to live. Once more, however, another offstage interaction. Wow,
That was so deep out there.
Wow, that was an incredible desync from Dabuz, putting Luma all the way out there, dash attacking the monkey flip, and then naring him off the stage.
That was such amazing Luma control. He knew that he had placed Luma far enough out there that the dash attack reached like a solid Smashville platform length away. And the dash attack actually put him at just the right angle that the nair finished him off. And now we're actually seeing the character switch. This is going to be Peach. So one thing about this matchup is that Peach can actually really reliably side B into Rosa because of the fact that she will always bounce off Luma, even if Rosa shields it. So, yeah, you see it there.
Wow,
but
what a great ledge cancel by ADHD to not end up in any lag right there.
he lost his invincibility, and he has no float, I believe. Still doesn't have float. Okay, now finally makes it back to the stage, but Dabuz still with the punishes.
And where Peach does obviously struggle the most is going to be in that landing department. I know I've been mentioning it so many times today, but a lot of these characters, especially against a Rosa, it's going to be so difficult just for them to get back to the ground. Peach's mobility not the greatest in the air beyond float, and Dabuz with all that range above him going to make it really hard on ADHD.
Yeah, and we're also seeing these lunar landings coming out from Dabuz, where he will land on the ground, Luma will throw it a hitbox, and he's like able to grab immediately. Oh, that was such a cool tech.
That was so cute. The little jab, Luma jab into the up air. Not going to be really to get much off of it besides damage, but wow, what a conversion there by Dabuz, and really just keep continuing to force ADHD up the stage. However, bringing disadvantage here. Peach is there at ledge, really solid for giving Rosa. However, he's going to be forced right back into disadvantage, and wow, on the float, Dabuz an immediate back air to take the stop.
Yeah, just amazing. Goes for that raw back air, and Luma just has the range that she was able to clip the edge of ADHD and just end his life. And now ADHD in a pretty rough spot, but that forward smash, and perhaps the questionable DI.
Right, and the thing is, with Peach's forward smash, it is difficult to know where to DI because of the different items that she uses, set in different angles, one like almost directly horizontal, one almost directly vertical, and one at that 45-degree angle in the middle. It makes it really difficult for Dabuz to know where to DI.
Ooh, Dabuz going for that tricky pivot grab, but just barely missed spaces, and so he gets punished. And we're seeing a lot better from ADHD. He's destroying Luma a little bit more effectively, especially with those forward airs.
Right, I think Peach does a little bit more of an effective job against Rosa when doing that, as opposed to Diddy Kong, rather.
Yes, ooh, the Trump. This could actually be really bad for Dabuz, and it is! ADHD taking the stock and throwing out the taunt.
He is feeling real sweet right now after that, taking the first stock off the Dabuz of this set. However, he is continuing to be put into disadvantage by Dabuz. A great back air of a lunar landing back air, I should say, to get out. And Luma will be dying there to Peach's back air. And once again, Dabuz forced into disadvantage. A scary spot, just out of range of that side B though.
Yeah, just beautiful spacing. That's like micro spacing coming out from Dabuz, just walking back and forth, just on the cusp of ADHD's effective range.
And at this point, I'm really just waiting as ADHD is just floating there right above the ledge for Dabuz to just throw out an F smash. Because one of these, I know that really ADHD has been floating right there in that one spot almost every time. Instead of going for an up smash that time around and throwing right back off stage, oh no, throwing up, knowing that Peach is going to struggle to land. Oh, but he's going to get right back to ledge. A good drift by ADHD.
So now these two, just immediately.
A run-up Nair is going to take it, and 3-0 in the favor of Dabuz. A little bit closer that last game around, but still a dominant performance by him over ADHD's Diddy Kong.